control of the ball. You must have 2 feet down or another body part down, and you must make or have the ability to make a football move, such as a third step or a reach or extension towards the goal line or first down line. All right, CeCe, there's a lot to break down here, and I know in an effort to simplify this, a lot of fans might feel like it sounds confusing. What is your reaction to this new rule getting approved now, and will it make the game better, easier for fans to consume?
At the beginning, initially, because we've had so many plays that they consider controversial based on the old rule and based on the question, what is a catch? And when you have a number of your players, coaches, and your fans, you know, Roger thought that now was the time to look at the catch rule and how can we simplify it. So they're trying to simplify it by removing the ground and the conversation of the ground. I was never for removing the ground, because to me, I think it's impossible to remove the ground when your ground is the surface that you're playing on. But I understand. I believe it is better. I do believe, though, we'll get into the first month of the season, within the first 4 games, and we'll have people in an outcry because the old rule, there's going to be a fumble or a ruling that's not in someone else's favor, and then people are going to wonder, oh, wow, I thought that, wow, well, what is that right there?
Right.
I just believe that that is going to happen. There is no perfect way to do it. I like the way that they have done it. Fans should like it, but it is going to take some type of adjustment because what you are there will be more catches, but there will also be more fumbles.
CeCe, explain to the audience why there will be more fumbles. When you and I talked about this 4 months ago, you were laying out, you said to me, you're like, Nick, all right, how do you want it to be done? Because the NFL did essentially what I had hoped they would do. And your immediate response was, okay, so in this scenario, you're okay with that being a fumble. Explain why there'll be more fumbles.
And for those who play football, we don't like fumbles, adding more fumbles to the game. We believe it mucks up the game. The game is not as clean. Aesthetically, it's not as clean.
And it's a dangerous play, you've said.
Yes.
A fumble recovery and guys get hurt.
And inadvertent whistle and everything. But that's on the back end of that, as far as the things that I believe, how will
there'll be more fumbles?
Because now you'll be judged on the third step. You said control of the football, 2 feet down, and a third step. So now, on that third step, if you go to the ground, which you didn't have to survive before, the ground can cause a fumble. So we've grown up with football our whole lives saying the ground can't cause a fumble. Now with the new rule, the ground can cause a fumble in the field of play.
So, let me try to paint the picture for the audience. Imagine a receiver running a crossing route who, when he catches the ball, he's already kind of stumbling. We see that happen all the time.
Yep.
But he keeps his feet long enough to where he takes 3 steps, he has the ball, he ultimately loses his balance, falls, and the ball pops loose.
Yeah. Before that was
incomplete pass.
And now
that's a fumble.
Yes.
Now that's a fumble. And that was a big concern of yours was there's going to be a lot more fumbles. Now that won't apply if the guy is stumbling into the end zone. Like the people only think about this on scoring plays. What they want is Jesse James to be a touchdown. It's why Jesse James is the picture right there. And on that play, it's like, oh, he crossed the goal line, the world stops. But the world only stops at the goal line. So the scenario where this same play happens, but it's at the 5-yard line, when that ball comes loose, let's say it falls out of his hands there instead of him maintaining some type of control, that's a loose football. It's a live football. And CeCe's point on the injuries is another one, which we've all seen, which is the blindside blocks. I know they're trying to take those out of the game, but more than that, guys diving for the ball on the piles. We see linemen have their knees rolled up on.
Yep.
We see players get beat up inside the pile. Like, there is no perfect way to adjudicate this. Like, there is no perfect way to say.
Right. But fans should embrace it because the reason why it was changed, so fans could enjoy the game more, and so there will be more catches, more of these spectacular plays. They will be added to the game now.
So for someone like you who wanted these changes implemented and thought these changes would better the game, are you happy with everything that was done?
I am happy with everything that was done. The thing that I want more than anything is what I forgot who came up with this standard, but I think it's a fair one. The 100 football fans in a bar thing. Like, if people are watching it, I understand why to the league or to players it seems absurd. But as a fan, hey, We're all watching the game. We all thought that was a catch. And 4 minutes later, we hear the reason it wasn't a catch. That always, as a fan,
I don't
is hard
think you
to
can lean
deal with.
on the fans for the rules, because most of the time the fans don't know the rules, or the rules are shaded based on things that have happened to them. I think it's a balance this time, because it is something that is it is a strong part of the game. They throw the ball 65% of the time. It's important to be able to get this rule right where people have an understanding. As far as people in the bar, I don't necessarily know if that is the standard that we ever want to have, because what's more important, the people playing the game, that they understand it and they can do it, or 100 people in a bar? They're going to watch the game no matter what.
Let me just ask one follow-up question. When we talk about they've now expanded, theoretically, the definition of what targeting is, where defenders are not allowed to hit players. So that's made it harder on defenders. We now also have made it easier for a catch to be called complete. This upcoming season, in your opinion, is it fair to say it's never been more... It's never, I don't want to call it easier, but I will. It's never been easier to throw and catch the football simultaneously, that it's never been harder to play safety and defensive back in this league?
Absolutely. In the same, both of those things to be true. It is easier now to catch the ball based on the type of ball that they have, the type of technology in the gloves, and as much as they throw the ball from as many spread formations, that part is so much easier. And now for the defenders, with that lowering of the head, yes, it becomes even. They had the toughest job in the business, and it even got tougher.
Why do I feel like we're not going to stop talking about this? And even throughout the season, this is still going to come up, and it's still going to be discussed, and we're still going to wonder whether, Mike.
I'm gonna just tell them that's what they wanted. That's
right.
Every time I told it's going to be, and I told you, the perennial, I told you so. All right, coming up, could Kevin Durant carry the Warriors to the finals without Steph Curry? Next on First Things First.
I think that might hurt his back. I don't know if he could do it.